Right down to the minutia. You can't see
holding matter together. Cut across their lines of magnetic force and any obstacle that we choose to exist.
My dad died in this. He taught me the meaning of the word equanimity during the process. Frankly, I can't say we had the best relationship. Don't need to go into details, but nobody showed up at his funeral. When I told my mother that I was dead, she said, good. Not many times you hear something like that about someone who's died. Set me to thinking much does, but in any event, I was the only one left with a relationship. He'd call and talk about his cat. That's fine. What the fuck else are you supposed to talk about when you can't talk about a guy after without feeling? The poor guy was watching his face as they compose big removed parts. I suppose say that they improved his quality of life, although I'm not exactly sure how. In any event, he was sold that option. He took it. I spent the next 2 years absorbing nourishment any way possible. But he was at peace with it. He was the most curious thing. Didn't think he had it. And when he died at peace. I told him to take his boots with him. He'd offered me a pair of black ones. They were really fucking nice too. He said, those ones I brought home. Had them next to the piano. Kind of a souvenir of dying with your boots on, I guess. He managed that. He surprised me, actually. I didn't think he had it in him, but he eventually became a changed man. For reasons not worthy of repeating, I did not go to his funeral. I did hear from his widow. Venomously stating that his legacy would be withheld from furthering our son's education. I'd have to expect that. Vindictiveness is the purview of the earth. I'm sure she was hurt by it. I remember her mentioning that everybody noticed his family was at the funeral. I'm sure everybody noticed. I kind of think everybody also wondered why the fuck such a thing would be. I doubt an explanation was forthcoming. I'm sure imaginations were involved. Truth be told, it's nobody's business. Skeletons in the closet tend to stay there. But those who were there knew. And his kids knew. And his ex-wife.
Dead men
Divorce
shall be
makes an
born
expert.
with a man in the room, west number.
Why, she said,
The bones of the clean, the cargo is gone. They shall have stars at elbow
it's not something I ever repeat.
They go mad and shall be seen.
It was curious, but after all that turmoil
The
and
lovers be lost, loved,
angst,
when
whatever
death shall have no meaning.
tribute to the situation had passed, what was left was a certain remorse that the time that I had spent with him was too short.